Are you ready to live life on your own terms, where you have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, and never have to worry about financial problems? Isn't it time for you to travel the world, build a new home, drive that luxury car, or anything else you've always dreamed of? Don't you want to start creating wealth for your family that lasts generation after generation? At Be Free University, we dare you to become the success you were meant to be. We're not your ordinary online academic program. In fact, we're a little disruptive. We go against the grain to develop wealth superstars who take control of their destiny by learning to live financially free. As a member of Be Free University, you have unlimited access to our cutting-edge virtual campus that provides everything you need to succeed, from on-demand courses, live interactive sessions, social clubs, special trainings, explosive events, and more. Be Free University areas of mastery include business and entrepreneurship, trading, digital marketing, real estate, taxes, and financial freedom. Our all-star education team is dedicated to delivering hands-on experience and best-kept secrets so you learn how to build, maintain, and sustain long-lasting wealth. From real estate gurus who've made millions to credit specialists who've refined nationally recognized strategies and some of the most successful traders in the world, Be Free University educators are ready to bring the noise and knowledge guaranteed to make your experience fun, unforgettable, and financially rewarding. In fact, many of our members start to generate income in 3 to 6 months. Sounds unbelievable, but it's true at BFU. Take charge and change the trajectory of your legacy. Live the life you were designed to live. Become a part of Be Free University and join a community of wealth builders ready to live life on their own terms.
Be Free University has completely changed the trajectory that I had for my future.
In 1 year, we will be completely debt-free. And we owe it all to Be Free University. And to God, of course.
And I love it. I'm learning so much. Information that I can use. Information that my wife is training me to do. Everyone can do this. Be Free University. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go.
Be Free University. Your life, your terms.
Well, what's up, girl?
What's up, Mr. Howard? It's Friday night. I expected you to be turned up, lit, or something when you came in here. You know, like I expected just got paid or something. At least you to be singing it. What's happening?
Man, listen, it's been a long day. Woo, Jesus, long day. I do need to get this live stream energy up, don't I?
Yeah, you gotta get it up. You can't bring the crowd down. I'm trying to get rid of this mosquito. But listen. What's going on? Our guests are here. Can you promote them to panelists for me, please?
Oh, we got guests?
We got guests. Somebody was actually brave enough to come hang out with you and me on a Friday night.
Hey, check it out, though. You see me? I look like I'm on, remember on Back to the Future when he was fading out? When he was trying to do disappearing, he was like, disappearing, like.
I need you to stay in the frame, sir. Stay in the frame.
Trying, but I'm still fading. Look, my arm just disappeared. You see that? My stripes just disappeared. How's a zebra losing stripes?
Oh my God. Hey, Drea and Queen, how are you guys?
What's going on?
When I grow up, I'm gonna be like Queen. You see that picture?
You know what? Queen is the professional photographers anyway, or whatever. You can go on her Instagram or her Facebook. You're just gonna see a photo shoot and finances. Matter of fact, that might be need to be her title: photos and finances. Like I think that's it. Like
they're yelling you guys' name on Facebook. I know you can't see them. They're like Queen, Andrea.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on?
Thank y'all for coming to hang out with me and George on a Friday night. You know it's gonna be fun and it's gonna be candid. So
And it's Labor Day weekend, y'all. So y'all know everybody out.
Labor Day weekend are celebrating working on Monday.
I'm sorry, what?
Huh? You just lost everybody. What'd you just say?
We're gonna celebrate working on Monday.
Look at Drill's face and said it all. Drill, you better not ever play poker. Because her
I can't hide my emotions. I'm sorry. It don't work real.
Isn't that what the celebration is about?
I'm hurt. I'm just hurt of Dria's face. She didn't say one word.
It's definitely not celebrating women's labor.
You know, Labor Day is supposed to be like a day of rest from labor, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Y'all silly. Yeah.
I don't think it's celebrating labor. I think it's like a day of rest. Like y'all done worked all year long. We took all your money from taxes. You get a day off.
One day.
And who's gonna be resting? Somebody gonna be barbecuing. Where are we going? Because I ain't working. That's work.
Yeah. It was funny because Kiana was like, it's barbecue day. I was like, what's barbecue day? She's like, Labor Day. That's the day you barbecue. I said, no, it's not. She's like, I was like, no, that's the day that you go over somebody's house that barbecue. Is that right, Drea?
That's what I do.
Awesome. I definitely agree with that 100%. Go to somebody else's house.
So before we get started, Queen, what's going on in Africa?
Oh my gosh, pulling my hair out. That's what's going on in Africa.
I see your Facebook post and it's driving you crazy, but it's fun at the same time.
It is fun. Oh no. So I'm restructuring my entire business. So I'm doing the umbrella for Queen Blueprint and everything and making sure that the streaming company is where it's supposed to be. Because if not, I'll be commingling by accident and all that crazy stuff. So yeah.
Business entity structure sounds fun.
Oh, say what?
It says sounds fun.
Just a little bit. Just like this much fun. Like this much.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Like this much.
Drea, how's T-Baby doing? How's T-Baby and the kids?
Everybody is fantastic. We are doing well.
We're doing well. She's so polished, y'all. We gotta
Nope.
This will not be a picking on session.
I gotta get Drea to cut up with me, man. You understand? Me and Drea used to cut up with a capital P at the end.
No.
She said nope. She didn't even let you get it out. Hey.
I knew where he was going. You have to stop him early. You can't let him.
Let me go ahead and put it out there. Thank God for Drea tonight, because I don't have that stop him early. I don't have that anointing because he literally, gets way gone sometimes. But it's fun.
I'm gonna be good, y'all. I'm gonna be good.
You're gonna be good. Okay.
I don't believe you, but okay. Look at this.
My Adidas. What?
No.
Get your friend.
I need my gold chain so I can be like, oh. Queen, that was before your time with the big gold chain. It was never mine.
First of all, I'm a whole 90s baby, so I'm gonna need you to stop disrespecting my age because I grew up in that era. Thank you very much.
You know what, Queen? You just look so young. You got a baby face.
I'm gonna take that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Our whole tone just changed. You see that?
And you definitely can't tell a New Yorker anything about Run DMC, right?
Dang. Like, what you mean? That's so disrespectful. Disrespect.
And it begins.
So, guys, listen, tonight, y'all, we're going to be on here. We're going to be clowning for a little while. But, guys, we want to give you entertainment. But then at the end of the day, we want to drop enough nuggets for you to honestly begin to shift your mind and begin to get control of your finances. I call them get control of your badass kids, because I can't stand when other people got badass kids around. Can't stand it. You should beat their ass when they was little and they would grow up with some discipline. But evidently, a lot of people didn't do that. And so now their kids are telling them what to do, how to do it for as long as they can do it, and what they shouldn't do and what they can do. And he's like, not my kids. No, I'm talking to you. So Rashida cleans it up. She talks about get control of your money. I say get control of your badass kids. I don't know what Drea calls it. Drea, she's polished, so she's probably going to, be professional with it. Drea, what do you call?
Get rid of your bad kids.
Oh, just bad kids.
He doesn't curse. You like to be a potty mouth. She doesn't curse.
I can say ass, right? Can say ass?
In my house, just
Wait. Didn't Jesus ride an ass to Jerusalem?
Not that kind.
You know what? Thank you, Rashida.
Wait, what?
I thought Jesus rode an ass to Jerusalem.
Oh my God.
In fact, I remember when the Bible says, check this out. Look at you. She just, never mind, I'm going to be good. She just hung her head like, you know what? I'm not about to do this.
This party right on back in. Listen. Thank you guys for being here tonight. This is our founder, Mr. George M. Howard Jr. here at Be Free University. If you ever need some comedic relief or entertainment, please follow him on Facebook and Instagram. Even join us on Telegram. Never know what you might get out of Mr. Howard.
Never know.
What'd he say?
I said you never know.
Drea said you never know. You never know, but guys, we have fun around here. And tonight's topic is kind of heavy. What's happening, Mr. Howard?
I was looking, for some reason, I can see messages to your page, my page, or the wealth run. But we got, okay, all right, I get it. All right, so.
Streaming on my page right now, by the way, either. Not from Restream. So anyway, go ahead.
I got a question for Drea off the top. Drea, since I left Breakthrough, how many people you done made cry by looking at their money? Oh.
It don't change. Actually, they crying and Be Free too. So thank you, Queen. I mean, they cry and Be Free too. So yeah.
So that's what we're talking about tonight. It's what we're looking at, the fact that taking a hard look at your finances. There is psychology, there's emotion, and there's truth and there's facts attached to that. And sometimes the truth is hard. Somebody said child in the chat. For real, because it's a hard fact to accept that your money is telling you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Now, I was not that kind of mother, but I'm sure that those ladies that had their kids falling out in the store, kicking and screaming on the floor, were quite embarrassed.
No, girl, we wasn't embarrassed.
Yes,
oh no,
we wasn't embarrassed. Rashida, we was mad as hell. We wasn't embarrassed. We was mad.
Wrong emotion.
Well, I didn't put up with it because I was that speech mother. Before you get out of the car, or you gonna stay in here. If you're getting out this car, you don't touch nothing. You don't pick up nothing. You definitely don't fall out in no floor. But I did step over some people's children before.
Oh no, I helped them get up off the floor.
Yeah, my mama left my brother laying down there one day. He decided he was gonna lay on the floor and kick and scream because he couldn't take this toy home. She stepped over him and left him down there. He soon got up.
I don't think there was ever a time where I fell out anybody's floor because Julia wasn't playing that at all.
Yeah, my kids never ever did that. But like Drea said, we're mad. We're mad. Some people are mad. Some people are embarrassed. Some people disappointed in themselves because they think that they have a great grip on this thing called their budget and their money. And they don't realize that, like George said, the bad kids are actually in control of the home. So we were having a tough discussion about, as we're building Be Free, we were talking about the things that bring about that psychological roadblock, maybe, and that thing that causes people to pull back. We understand clearly that it shouldn't, but there are times that people will pull back simply because they don't want to deal with the bad kids.
So, hey, Rashida.
Yes, Bob. What's up?
Whose kid is this?
Oh, Lord.
I don't know, because we're looking at your Zoom.
Looking at
I see that, but I really need to know who kid this is, because this dude right here. Is he literally like, hold on.
Oh, yeah. See, that's that 40-40-40 playing, fighting back.
Stop hitting and kicking.
Oh, wait, hold on.
All right, right here. Fine. I'm not doing this.
oh no.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need somebody to let Johnny and make.
See, that right there, that gives me the highs, because yeah. But like they would have already been cuffed. Exactly. Going out it's straight up me or him. It would have been me or him on that. So when we talk about that, I want to get it. I try to, we being lighthearted, we're being fun, but I want to make sure that we're dropping gems, that we're giving content. So Drea, when you start, we'll start with you, and then we'll come over to Queen to give her
introductions. Though I don't think some people may not know who Queen Candace, Lady Drea. Yeah, people don't even know who they are.
Okay, well, I introduced you, so you introduce me, then we'll introduce Drea and Queen.
All right. Well, guys, if you don't know, we got our COO, Dr. Rashida Jackson, in the place to be. So Dr. Jackson is our Chief Operating Officer here at Be Free University, guys. And we just came on here to have a good time and actually drop some nuggets to you. Dr. Jackson literally is, she's running the company. Like that's what she does. And she's irreplaceable and is doing a fantastic job at what she does. And, we're coming on here now to literally do what we call edutainment, where we can educate you and entertain you at the same time. By dropping some nuggets. But honestly, guys, at the end of the day, our job is to shift your mindset by making you laugh, but also shifting your mindset. And we have to do that because this is a very painful process that we go through. And so we actually try to bring humor to it and some ease to it, because at the end of the day, it's really a painful process. And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But I'm so elated to introduce my friend of 20 plus years. And when I got started in my financial, really official teaching journey, I had already been teaching, but not in an official capacity where I actually wrote a curriculum. We did it about 20 years ago. And sitting at a living room table, literally with notepads and pencils saying, okay, how are we going to hammer this thing out? And that was over 20 years ago. And then we went on this education journey through Breakthrough Ministries at Living Truth Ministries in Smyrna, Tennessee. Honestly, 20 years later, we're still teaching and still delivering people from the burden of debt. And that is none other than Lady Drea. We all went through those college years together, me, her, and her husband. And now they have a wonderful family, a beautiful family, and now we're delivering other people in that same capacity. Then we got none other than that famous lady, Queen Candace, you guys. Queen Candace is literally the psychology of wealth doctor. She's the one who's going to break your apart and then put you together again real slowly. She's going to mystify your mind with money. And she's going to help you get them coins together. And that's what she does, you guys. And you'll begin to see, I think Queen Candace is the only person that I know that has beat me at my own game. And I still want a rematch. I don't know.
No, we don't. Take championships and go. That's it. Back it up.
Out on Clubhouse. And she beat me in my own game. I'm still looking to get even for that, but we'll figure it out one day. But Yeah, that's her, you guys. So I want to welcome you guys to, I don't know, would you have a name for this? Or we just on here just chilling? We have a name for this now?
We're 3 days old. I don't know. Pick a name. You can start.
We'll let them name it. We'll let somebody in the chat name it.
This is BFU Edutainment.
All right, that sounds like it's gonna be it. BFU Edutainment, you guys. So, Dr. Jackson, you picked the title for this. You called it "Budgeting with Pain" or something. What'd you call it?
Pain of the budget.
The pain of the budget. Now, are all, and y'all can just jump in here. Are all budgets painful?
When you first start, yes.
But there's no way to avoid the pain.
No, because so what it is, right, is that you're literally jarring your subconscious, right? Because financial decisions are made in your subconscious, right? It's not something that you literally pay attention to. So if I have to sit there and force you to pay attention, that's gonna hurt, because now you're gonna actually see what's been happening while you weren't paying attention, and you're gonna be like, oh snap. Like, right? You're gonna lose your whole.
Did you just do flavor?
Yeah, right? Like, I think that's so Raven when I do that kind of stuff. But yeah, like, so if you're jarring your subconscious, it's not going to be an easy process, right? That's why when Dr. Rashida was talking last night about the self-actualization, I was like, yes. And that's actually something that I teach in my course. And I'm sure like the students going through it right now, like, why we keep talking about emotions? Because your emotions literally dictate what your wallet is going to look like. Right? What?
No, I like that. Your emotions dictate what your wallet is going to look like.
I didn't win today.
You what happened?
I said I didn't win today.
You didn't win what?
In self-actualization practice, I did not win today.
Oh, you broke.
No. What did you buy the TV?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Not. But I did make a purchase that was not completely necessary.
Y'all want to hear a funny story?
I'm clean. I'm telling on myself.
Well, tell me what you bought. Tell us what you bought.
What did you buy?
So, well, I got to tell you the story. So now I got to do a George, right? And not
down the rabbit.
Mr. Howard, but I got to do a George. Yeah.
Is that the new George?
We're going down the rabbit hole. So 22 years ago, before I started like my actual career that I've been in the last 20 some years, I worked for a lady who was a jet setter. She's a buyer, merchandise, like doing all these things. And I just like, she's the one that really gave me that bug. She's like, you can work and you can run a business and you can do this and you got to do this and whatever. So I was graced to see her today. And one of her new businesses is a top of the line, 100% leather, handcrafted handbag business.
Oh, Lord.
So I supported her, but I got the family and friend price. So I added a new.
Are you trying to rationalize your bad?
Green, I was just about to ask you, Drea, do y'all hear?
You know I'm about to get you.
Y'all hear justification in this?
I told myself, that's what I'm saying. I didn't win the self-actualization talk today. As a matter of fact, I talked myself out of it, and then there was a little devil in my executive assistant that talked me back into it.
Adria.
No justification. I'm literally telling on myself it was a purchase that was not necessary.
But she'd have been trying to spend money for a long time. She's been itching. So literally, y'all know I'm shit, right? So she calls me up, it's like, hey, listen, my washer and dryer went out and I need a new wash machine, so I'm going to get a new set. So I was like, all right, let's, I'm going looking for the discount, right? So she went over to this store and they wouldn't move on the price. So I was like, walk out. She didn't want to. She was on the phone like, I really don't want to. I was like, walk out.
Go to the laundromat.
All the women felt that. Look, all the women was like, the laundromat. Like,
I don't do the laundromat.
To do that.
No, sir.
Call it what you want, but that just ain't that. I've graduated from there. I don't want to go back.
We ain't done yet. Watch this. So
Sorry.
she gets locked down with COVID for 2 weeks. So she's stuck in the room for 2 weeks. So she finally gets out. And now she really has to do laundry. So she's going to go get a washer and dryer today. So she
haven't done laundry.
So she's going back to the store where she originally got the washer and dryer from. And she gets there and was like, yeah, my washer and dryer broke. So I'm here for a new one. It's like, it broke. Tell me about it, yada, yada. So then she calls me up and was like, guess what? And I'm like, what? She says, I bought a 5-year warranty. So it was covered.
Both of the glasses just went.
She bought a 5-year warranty when she bought the washer and dryer originally. So she's going out to buy a new washer and dryer set when she has a full warranty on.
So point, invest in the warranty, number one. Number two.
Y'all faces.
Because the first question I was going to ask is, how come you didn't have insurance on your big purchase? But then you said you did, and you forgot, and you went and you purchased another thing instead of.
So what happened was, I was in the store, and the guy, a salesperson usually will just make the sale, right? And so literally, I walk in the store and I'm talking to the guy, and he's like, so tell me what happened to your washer. I was like, well, the guy came, I had my dryer fixed, and the next week the washer decided it wanted to stop too. So the guy came, he said, I needed a new washer. He said, okay. And he was like, so what did you have before? And I said, as a matter of fact, I bought it here. So instead of him making the sale, right, instead of him saying, oh, that's terrible, let's just get you what you want and send you out of here. He said, you bought it here? Did you buy the warranty? I was like, I think so. How long have you had it? 3 years. Okay. He's like, okay, so give me your phone number, everything. He looks up, he pulls it up. And so I was like, listen, I bought his lunch yesterday because I absolutely knew that he could have, because he could have done, it could have gone another way.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to explain to me what I had in my hands. He didn't have to tell me how to do it. He could have sold me a brand new washer and dryer, and I would have happily taken it, and probably sometime tomorrow been along my happy way in my house doing my laundry, right? But he was good-hearted enough and kind enough to tell me what I needed to do. So I bought his lunch. I was like, yo, bro, what's your cash app? Because I'm about to buy your lunch, because I could have spent $2,000 and I spent $25. So
nice.
So the first person on the couch today will be Dr. Jackson. Drea, would you like the first shot, or Queen, would you like to go?
I'll let Drea go. I've talked. You can go. Get her.
You can go. You got it. Go ahead.
No. I'm gonna Go ahead.
I'm just saying, what I see is that she been itching to spend money. That psychological subconscious thing, Queen.
So why are we having spending urges? What's the urge about?
I don't know. I think I probably would say I've been locked in the house, number one, and then being stressed. And I'm not gonna go into that because I want to maintain the
energy.
I want to maintain I don't want to bring the room down. Okay. So my stress has been related to some very serious things, and I don't want to bring the room down. And so with that, it probably really had to do with that. But that washer thing, okay. When you have had to lug 5-10 loads of laundry to a laundromat and be there for a few hours, washing, folding, with people's bad kids running around.
But if you was in front of that and you remembered and knew where to find that paperwork to go back to make sure that you didn't have to go through that situation, we would have been okay. We would. And the problem is, I still don't know where that paperwork is. I gotta Lord.
I have to ask her where she put it, because I don't know. But yeah. Literally, I think, and that's a thing. Like some people eat when they get stressed out. I don't. Like, But I'm not an irrational buyer either, Georgia. George, be honest. I don't
Look
spend.
at George's face. Well, so okay, I want to pause right here.
You're the one on the couch tonight.
I want to pause.
Pull you to the floor, so I'm gonna need you to sit up and not be so comfortable.
I want to pause for the emotional spenders out there in the world,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So your brain does something really cool for you, right? So whenever you're upset or having a massive surge of any type of emotion, your brain is looking for the fastest way to make you feel better, right? It doesn't exactly care for the rationale behind why, right? So you have to tell it, hey, wait a minute, slow down here. That's where the self-actualization comes in. But before that, your brain is literally saying, this body is upset. This heart is upset. How do I make it feel faster? How do I make it feel better? But not just that, how do I make it feel better the fastest way possible, right? So what's really cool about, and I know this because I'm an emotional spender, right? So if I'm upset, I don't go near my computer. I turn my phone off because you're not going to do it. Not today, Satan. Okay. No. But seriously. So, the thought process, right? Because we hear this a lot and we think that it's a whole lunk of a baloney, but there are studies done about it, right? When you swipe your credit card, you get a rush of endorphins. It's the happy hormone. So when the very first time you ever chose that as an option to feel better, your brain now stores that information as the fastest track to happiness. That is your brain's sole purpose, right? Make this body happy and healthy, right? So if you're upset, and it goes back into its storage and says, what's the fastest way to make this body feel better? And the only thing it can register is swipe a credit card. Guess what you're going to do? Swipe the credit card. So you have to retrain your brain not to think about that as the first option.
Good job.
Agreed. And that is exactly right. And so I would attribute probably the desire or the itch to do it to that, because eating is definitely not going to be the
Don't do that one. Don't do alcohol either. That one was mine.
That's never been a part of my makeup. So I had to look at, and the other side of that too. It's not just the fact of the stress and the being upset. The purchase today was also an emotional purchase because it was tied to my history. It was tied to someone I know, and it was also a support for their business. Now, in supporting, that's an emotional decision to do that. I didn't have to do it. I wasn't obligated to do it, but I felt like I should. And it's not that what I'm explaining is that I understand that that's emotional too, because it's not always that we're upset. It may be the fact that we want to help somebody or somebody. All of it is different emotion tied to the decisions that we make. But I'm gonna show y'all what I bought. Drea,
I'm gonna show you what I bought.
I'm gonna show you.
Is this part of your coping mechanism to help you feel better?
Right. No, but I want to agree with her because that's why I said massive emotion, right? So like even like the guy in the bar who's like, oh yeah, it's my birthday, I'm buying the bar, everybody get that. That's a happy emotion, right? But it's a surge of a massive emotion, right? Mm-hmm. When you get a lot of money and you're like, oh, I just got the check. Now you want to do what? Spend the check. It's a massive amount of emotion.
But the thing that comes with that massive amount of emotion is once you've done that fantastic job,
regret.
Yes, it's a level of regret that comes behind it. That's a cute bag, though.
That's a cute bag. I got all distracted. Like, hold up. That's cute.
That's cute.
What, George?
I still don't condone it, but that's cute.
Nothing. You should have seen the look on her face when she did it, like a sense of pride. Like, this is what I bought. Her whole face was like.
But I also, and then in leaving, I'm like, I'll probably gift it to someone, which is normally what I do because I'm just like, That's just my MO. Because
I think you just volunteered.
I didn't have a need for it. Who volunteered?
Yuria.
Volunteer for what?
We received the gift for the bag, but never mind. I'll take it back.
Right.
No, she's good. I said it was a cute bag, but I mean,
she said she was probably going to gift it. So I was throwing your name in the hat, but never mind.
No, she can gift to somebody else.
Okay. So, hey, check it out though. So back in the day, right? There was actually a movie called The Shopaholic, right? And I was in the midst of writing a book that I never published. Don't worry, y'all can beat me up later. But Omniomania, it's I put it in the chat and I also put it in the chat on the live stream across social media. But it's an interesting word because it's a compound word in the Greek. And so omnios means for sale, and mania means literally insanity. Mm-hmm. So it's like to have your mind driven insane through shopping. And literally, as Queen was talking about, there are times where, we call it, retail therapy. But retail therapy is literally when you're literally out of your mind temporarily when it comes to spending. Queen, what's what I do?
I hate that phrase because it's not real. And coming from the psychology field makes me want to strangle people. That's the very first thing that my clients have to do. You have to eliminate retail therapy from your vocabulary. I don't even want to hear it anymore. It's not a thing. It's not real. Play with me with that.
It's really insanity because what happens is that, for that temporary endorphin that they got when they swiped, they better, but then they go home and they're in more debt, have less money. And guess what? Now they feel bad again. And now they pull out the credit card to go swipe again because it's the fastest way to make me feel better and becomes the never ending cycle of.
There is a way to stop it because once that card maxed out, you can't swipe nothing.
That's not true. They'll go and get another
and
card.
That's the issue that a lot of people run into is that they have these cards and they're swiping. And it's just like having the $100 bill in your pocket. Mm-hmm. The moment that you break that $100 bill, you no longer have 100, but yet your mind is still saying, I have $100 in my pocket. And that is not the case. And now you're spending, and then you get down to your last $2 and you're just like, where did all of my money go? And now you can't even justify or even reconcile where those purchases actually took place. You have no idea whatsoever. And so the shopping will stop. It will come to a screeching halt because you will be in the store with a counter full of stuff and they will tell you, oh, your card didn't work. And now all of a sudden you're just like, oh, maybe I did do too much. And so now it comes back to dealing with that whole thing of embarrassment. It's an embarrassment now. And you're just like, oh my God, how did I get here? Mm-hmm. And now you're trying to figure out, okay, how did I get here? What did I do? And you have like this sudden case of amnesia. You can't remember how you got there.
That amnesia is real. Okay.
Do you find, Drea, that people, and I've noticed this with people, that people oftentimes want to budget after it's too late?
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't nobody want to budget while they got money.
Turn down for what?
You got money? No, you are not finna, but they come to me when they on the verge of bankruptcy. That's when they show up. And I'm just like, you want me to do what? We gonna
perform magic.
Hey, for real. How many of y'all clients think y'all magicians?
All of them. Every single one.
I got the wand in my back pocket.
Somewhere. I mean,
the fairy dust, I got it all. I just be sprinkling just all over the place.
Just pixie dust for everybody.
Here's the thing though, because if you follow the plan, it works and it works fast. So it only is magic for the people who are willing to do the work, who are open to changing their perspectives and who are open to making the adjustments. I had two clients tell me I screamed. I was on the phone screaming for them in just joy, right? One of them, 15K in 5 months. Done. The other one, 20K in 5 months. I was like, what? Like, freaking amazing, right? But then you have other clients who are just like, I can't even get this little 2,000 to go away. And it's like, did you do I'm trying to show you how to do the work. You have to be reciprocative, right? You have to be receiving of the information. And for the shift doesn't magically happen. You open the door for it.
Right. And that's the whole purpose of you wanting to start them out with the small victories. They have to get some type of victory within the first 60 to 90 days. Yep. If there is no victory in the first 60 to 90, you can hang it up because they'll walk completely away from the program that you have set up for them.
I've been on weight loss plans and I gotta see something like in the first 60 to 90 seconds. Like, like I started 60 seconds later, I'm like, I'm hungry. Like,
that's why the first 48 is so important, right? Because what Drea does with them is show them she gives them a quick fix. That's what I call it, the quick fix.
They got to have something immediately. And that's within that first 60 is pushing it. I'll give them 90. By the time they hit 90, they should have at least knocked out 2. Within that first 90-day time frame. And I've seen it across the board. They get in, and if they don't see anything, they get frustrated because stop and think about it. You're working, you're doing all this overtime, you're picking up extra jobs, you're doing everything that you possibly can, and you're throwing your money at this stuff. And the one thing that I have found is that their rationale or the items that they are attacking is not in the proper order. And that's why they cannot get the immediate satisfaction.
That's good.
They have to get in and rearrange it. The way you were doing it is not going to work. Prime example, I worked with someone just last week and they had an additional $600 or $700 that they were applying to a bill, but it was one of the larger bills that they had instead of putting it on the lower end. The moment that they put it down on the lower end, it immediately changed their debt payoff from 27 years to, hold on, let me look. From 27, I wrote it down. They went from 27 years to 5 years.
Hey.
That's what I'm talking about.
And they were just like, are you serious? You mean I can really do this? Really? And I was like, yeah, you can do it. And they were just like, so what was I doing wrong? I said, everything was wrong. I mean, but they, I have to build that relationship with them before I start coming in and cutting off limbs. And, when you prune a tree, you got to nurture it a little bit.
Oh, I kick the door down. I'm not nice at all.
Why they be coming over to see me, Queen? Because you be over there chopping off heads and stuff. And they be out there.
Okay, so I'm not that mean, but like, for me, what I've experienced in doing this is the soft touches and the being nice about it doesn't really work, because those are the clients who don't see the fast results and decide, well, freak this, this is not working, I'm leaving. Instead of me just coming in like, look here.
The ones that think they know everything already.
So you gotta give them the neck motion and the like, look here, like get it together.
Yeah, but those are the ones that they come in and they tell you, I really don't need your services because I already know how to do a budget.
This is why
I've never gotten that. Ouch. That's rude.
Listen, seriously.
I've heard that tons of times. They're just like, you know what? I really don't need your services because I already know how to do a budget. I already know how to do XYZ. And all you have to do is ask 5 simple questions. How much do you have in savings? Do you have a retirement plan? How soon are you going to have your debt eliminated? And that's just 3. I'm going to give you the top 3. If they can't answer those 3 right there, first of all, you don't need to give them your time because they're going to waste it. And y'all going to spend more time arguing and bickering about what needs to be done than getting anything accomplished.
So I literally, I a Be Free t-shirt made because I have a saying that I have on my Facebook page, and it says this: broke people already know everything. Am I sharing the screen or something? Because my thing, broke people already know everything. You can't tell them nothing. They know everything. But here's the real truth, you guys. I think everybody in life desires to be free, to be financially free. Here's the real question, in psychologist, Queen, you can probably, kind of elaborate on this as well as Drea. If everybody desires to be financially free and you're not, it must mean you don't know how.
That's not true either.
All right, help me.
So it's 2 different types of people because they, 2 different categories, right? Some people know. They know exactly what they need to do. They're just not motivated to do so. We think that motivation is natural. It's not. It's a skill. It is taught. It is sharpened, right? And that's why dang, I forget his name, but he's the one who does the who created the whole emotional behavioral therapy, right? So that's a part of it, self-motivation. You literally have to learn that, right? So you can have somebody who doesn't know anything and they really are ignorant. They can't see past their current situation, right? And those are those type of people. But there's other people who are on the other side of that who can see the finish line. They're just not motivated to get there.
Yeah.
I'm still here. I was just I had to change my background picture.
All you do is turn your camera off and change it. There you go.
I just did it, right?
Awesome. So thank you, Tanya, because she was making sure that she's always making sure that we look good. So that is exactly right, Queen. Many people do not find their way out of things simply because of their vision. One of the things we talk about all the time is the difference between sight and vision. Some people can know, and then the fact, and I gotta say it before I forget it, and then the fact that we always say culturally, when you know better, you do better, but that's not necessarily true. Because we can know better and just not do better, period. You have people that have gotten all of the information, the knowledge, have books in their house with dust on them and still don't do the better.
Still don't. Mm-hmm.
So for me, I feel like when a person has a great understanding of what they want to be and they still don't do it, that means either they don't have the desire, they don't have the discipline, they don't have the understanding. It's still something that they're lacking somewhere. And it's still an unknown, right? I know the rules to get good credit. I'm a credit repair specialist, but I don't have the desire to do it. I don't have the motivation to do it. I don't have the, you can even say the discipline to be able to do.
Saying discipline rather than the desire, because you can have desire all you want, just like you can pray all you want and nothing's going to happen, right? It's the action that makes it happen. It's the action that changes things, right? So if you don't actually move, you'll stay in the same spot. It's common sense, but people really don't get it until you break it down to them. You actually have to do this thing for this other thing to happen.
So I bring it back around. So then, if I desire to be rich or desire to be free,
that's not enough.
And I'm not there yet. Then evidently, there's still something I don't know, and so it tells you that they need a Queen or a Drea. Whether that's just I got the information, but I don't have the application for the participation. Right. I have the knowledge, but I have the zeal, but not according to knowledge, as Paul said in Romans, right? It's you got to have both. And sometimes you can have the best athlete in the world, but he will never go to the next level because he does not have the discipline to go there. And so you can have somebody who has all the knowledge in the world, but they'll never get to that land of freedom because it takes a tough coach like Adria or a Queen who's going to help them get to that next level. And so while we got a whole lot of people, man, who are here, like, oh, I know how to do this. Oh, I know how to do this. The truth is, if you knew, then you'll be there. So evidently, you need me because it's not just the knowledge, it's also the application of it. So you need them. You need them. It's almost like the person who says, you know, I don't need a doctor because I already know how to be healthy.
I always like to say, like, if you could, you would, right? Because I don't get what Drea gets, where they're like, oh, I already got a budget. I get well, you know, I'm gonna just see if I could do it myself. But you've been trying it and that's not working. So if you could, you would. You can't. And that's okay. It's okay to raise your hand and say, I need help. This is very hard. It's difficult and I need help. It's okay.
And that's where the tears come in. That's where the cry comes in, because it's putting down that pride and actually admitting that I need to humble myself and say that
that's true. Yeah, I agree with that. But the tears I've seen, guys, and it's been so long since I've actually done a live class where you really get to see the tears, because I'm telling you. But I remember in Breakthrough where we would literally have them track their finances for the first time in their life. And they would come back. And one of the things about it is, you know, Amos, that's my brother. He's a little tougher than I am, honestly, when it comes to coaching. You know, while I try to use humor, he ain't gonna laugh at all.
Not at all.
At all. He just gonna point blank give it to you. And when they get to opening up as to what happened and why, and they start trying to justify, and Amos take out that axe and be like, this right here. Because I think for the first time they were faced with the reality that the reason that they're in the situation, it ain't their husband, ex-husband fault. It ain't their baby daddy fault. It wasn't their kid's fault. It's my fault. And that's the first time that they actually become empowered to actually make a change, because they accepted the responsibility of saying that if I put myself here, then I can get myself out. And that's the key to being successful in this. What do y'all think?
Oh, definitely. You have to have a point where you are basically looking yourself in the mirror, and that you can no longer run from what caused you to get to that place. You talk about all the time when it's coming to real estate, you talk about know your why. Even in finances, you got to know your why. Why are you swiping this card the way you are swiping? Why do you spend money the way that you spend money? You got to know what's the root behind all of that. When I was in college, my whole thing was, if I failed an exam, I knew I was going to the mall. I didn't even have to wait for the grades to come back. I was going the same day I took the test because I already knew. Listen, class ended at 11:45. I was at the mall by 12:15. I already knew. It was a given. But how did I do that? Because I had that little plastic in my hand that made it so convenient and so easy. And that's the issue that everybody's running into right now. It's so convenient, it's so easy, but you got to know why you're doing what you do.
So watch this, you guys. What about that person? And let's call it, and I'm not going to get into statistics, but let's call it the single mother, right? The single mom who, you know, is trying hard. You know, she's working 2 jobs, really can't spend time with her kids. She's out here hustling and struggling, trying to make ends meet, but she's still in that bad situation. She's not a shopaholic. She's just struggling. How do you help her?
I'm gonna have to, because I don't want her to cry immediately. No, seriously, I don't want her to cry immediately, because if you go in on a person like that immediately, they lose all hope. Yeah. They already feel like this is me coming to Drea or coming to Queen. This is my last. This is it. And if you come in slicing and dicing immediately, you've lost them, and they're at the point of no return. So with some people, you have to bring them in, and you're going to have to take your time and do it a little slower than what you would with others. But that comes from having the experience, knowing how individuals, money is a touchy subject. First of all, individuals don't want to talk about it.
Right.
In the African American community, money is something that you do not discuss outside of your own household. Like right now, people get tore up over the fact that my daughter is helping me with my bills. She comes in, she files, she knows when things are due. Mommy, did you make sure this bill was paid today? She knows those things. And it's not that I'm pushing it on her early, but you got to train them up in a way that they should go, because when they grow older, they will not depart from it. So just showing her little small things right now can grow into things even bigger. She has the desire to run her own veterinarian services. Mm-hmm. So for her to do that, she's got to know the ins and the outs on how to handle stuff. So when a single mom comes in and you know that she's on her last leg, okay, let's start with looking at where you're spending. The first thing I'm going to do with her is, first, I'm going to build her up. We got to build her up, because she's at a place where, and that tears may even come off of the building up process, because at this point, she feels like she's not worthy. She feels like she's a failure. Yep. All of that. So we got to build her up. And then once we build her up, then we're going to sit down and say, okay, so let's talk about what you do. How do you handle your bills on a month-to-month basis? Are you paying them as they come in? Are you looking at them? Are you just leaving them on the counter? What are you doing? What's your process? We got to start somewhere, because we can't just come in and start tearing down walls and we don't have any type of foundation to put it back together on.
I think that's wise.
And somebody put in the chat, and I was going to say that too. She said I was there, because there's another component to what you do that will also help that single mother, right? Before we even look at her budget, we need to address the cash flow issue, because for somebody like me, when I was a single, well, I'm still single now, but when I was in that situation where ends didn't meet, right? I shared last night where there was a season in my life where I went to bed and I didn't eat because I didn't have enough, just barely had enough to feed my children. And it was not because I had a spending habit, it's because I had a cash flow issue. I had enough money coming in to take care of everything that needed to be taken care of, without the knowledge that I was giving the government interest-free loan for 12 months out of every year while I'm suffering without knowledge. So let's talk about the other part of what you do, because George and I have literally sat across the table from people and they said, well, what can you do for this group over here who needs the knowledge, but they're just in a really bad place. They couldn't even give you 50 cents to get this knowledge. What do we do at Be Free University that sets us apart from just jumping into their budget? What do we do to help them to, like you said, build them up? And I'll let you talk about it. I mean, I could tell it, but I'll let you tell them what you do.
Well, for me, and I'm super annoying about it, probably. But I always say I'm proud of you, right? Because a lot of people, that's the first time they've ever heard somebody say that to them about absolutely anything, right? So I say it like 5 times before you leave me that session, right? I'm gonna just slide it in there. I'm very proud of you. Like, you actually took the time and the initiative to get yourself together. You realized that you needed help and you came and you got it. I'm proud of you. A lot of people have not even been able to do what you have done, no matter where their cash flow is, right? So I'm proud of you. You're amazing, and I need you to know that, right? So after that,
That's it.
That's good. That's real good.
That's it. I mean, you got to build them up first. And I mean, I tell them immediately as well, I'm very proud of you for just taking that step.
right.
To come here is a major step. And for you to do that, it's awesome. So
It's amazing.
How do you get him to take the step though? Seriously, because Drew, you remember when Breakthrough Days, you know, this is what Amos would do, you guys. He was on the radio at the time before I had my show. And we had Breakthrough, and it was a free 12-week class that we had live. And you know, we're on the radio, whatever, he'd tell everybody it's free, come. And it would be literally 6 people there. Next week you get on the radio and be like, hey, I'm giving away I think he said, I'm giving away $1,000. No, I think it was like $500. I'm giving away $500 for people that come to Breakthrough tonight. Class is full. And then he was like, all right, get your pens and paper out. And he would find the $500 in their budget.
Yep. That's funny. That's cute.
But how do you get people there? Because here's the problem. They came for the wrong reason. They came for the wrong motive, right? They came for a handout. And what he gave them was a hand up, right? And how do you get people to that point where the bills come and they don't want to open them, right? The credit card is declined and they just pull out another one, right? Oh, okay, let's use this one, right? Where it's the head is in the sand, the ostracism is fully kicked in. How do you finally wake people up to say, hey, you don't have to live life like this. There's another way. How do you get them there?
For me, I would say that's also in my intake process as well. So I always ask them, a lot of the times people have poor mindset because they literally cannot see beyond where they are, right? So the very first thing I say is, well, where do you see yourself in 3 years? Again, this is another question they probably never answered. And most of the time when they come to me and I ask them that, they're stumped. They're like, wait, what do you mean 3 years? I want you to think 3 years into the future, not a year, frig the 12 months. I want you to think that far because that's where you're trying to get to, right? So let's get there, right? What does that look like? Then they tell me and I say, okay, what's 3 things standing in your way right now? You want to know what's the number one answer I get? Number one.
Money.
Nope.
What is it?
It's mindset.
They admit
I don't say that to them.
They openly admit mindset.
They say that. Yes.
Wow.
Every time it's 3. You get to fill in 3 blanks. Mindset is always in there. Whether it's the top, the second, or the third, it is always in there.
And it's
right?
a reality.
And it's a reality. And so the great thing about having a platform where you can do things like this is that they can see you, right? So when they come to you, they're more comfortable. They know that you're not coming to attack them. It's literally out of love, right? So that's the next step. And then after that, we get to doing the breaking down, right? And when you show them, hey, did you know that if you cancel this, and then you tell them, listen, I know this hurts, right? You're going through surgery right now. It hurts, right? But the great thing about this is that if you sacrifice for literally give me 12 months with you, give me 12 months and let me show you the little bit that I can do in the 12 months, right? And I would say little, right? Because then they don't have this crazy observant.
Right, this idea, right? Yeah.
Right. So then when they do the 20K in 5 months, they're like, holy crap, this is amazing. I can do this. Yes, you can, because you're the only thing standing in your way. It's not the cash flow. It's not, right? Not entirely, right? 90% of it is you.
Mental.
Right? So the single mom, it's you are distracted. right? And that's not to say that that's you, it's all your fault and you did it. You were literally distracted. Why? Because you're thinking about, oh man, I got to figure out how we're going to eat. Oh man, I got to figure out how to make ends meet. Oh man, I didn't pay the electric bill. You are distracted, right? So let's fix those other issues while we're fixing your finances at the same time. Things don't have to go in a linear sequence. They can happen at the same time. And then of course, you know, just sharing my story helps people too, because they're like, what the frig? So that's how I do it. And a lot of my clients call it the queen effect. So
oh, that is nice. I like that. You probably trademark that. That's good.
It's this super cool thing where after 3 months, and this is why I always say when people are like, well, how long does it take for me to shift my mindset? And I'm like, according to my clients, 90 days. Right? Because after that, they start to actually get excited about paying their bills. Right?
Wow.
They
So
literally are like, I cannot wait to tell you this great news. And I'm like, yes, because I'm your coach, right? I'm the quarterback. I'm like, yes, tell me, I'm excited. Tell me, right? And so because I make it fun and exciting, and it's not something where they have to feel bad about it, I'm not guilt tripping them. However, if you do slide off a little bit, we're going to have to get a little rough in there. But like, for the most part, it's just me being your cheerleader, right? Because again, motivation is not something natural. It needs to be turned on and cultivated.
And cultivated. That's good, though. I think the cultivation is key, because sometimes life happens and life has a way of killing motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody there to undergird you and cultivate you while life happens. It keeps you resilient to keep moving forward. And so I think that cultivation is very, very, and that's why, you know, it's good that, you know, when, and I'm going back to Drill U, when we had Breakthrough, you know, for the 12 weeks, you guys, I promise you, they were literally scared to come to class and not have tracked their expenses. Mm-hmm. They would not come. And then we would do like a 6-month follow-up with that class, and almost all of them had lost it. And the number one thing that they told us was that it was the accountability of having to come to class.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had to be accountable for what I had spent. And when you remove that support group, they lost it. And so then that's kind of where, you know, where CYM came in, CYM Square came in, Change Your Mind, Change Your money came in, is because I realized that it wasn't just about the accountability portion. It was about also changing the mindset. Right. And, you know, that's, you know, in 6 Steps, 6 Figures, we don't even talk about money for like the first 3 weeks. Right. Literally, or get into how to make more money and all that. The first 3 weeks, we do nothing but mindset challenges, changing the mindset, seeing where your money went, you know, and, you know, I play a game at the end that we can all do in a minute. But y'all know I like games, right? I'm always trying to think of something that I can keep my people engaged. But that for me.
My title, I'm out of here.
You said what? What'd she say? I missed it.
You coming for my title. I'm out of here.
But it's like, I'm still the champion. So, yeah, that's that was one of the things that I began to understand, guys. It's got to be a shift in the mindset somewhere. But when you got somebody who's 40 years old and all they ever seen was the same patterns that they're now living, and it's been reinforced by their friends, I hate to say this, by the financial education that they received.
Mm-hmm. Or they're pretending that it's financial education, right? Because they just use university and everything, and all that ain't accurate, okay? Or it may have been accurate for that time period, and now, you know, it's just not accurate anymore.
That's good. That's real good. So when they're operating in that vein, and now you're saying that's not it. That is like a major reality check for some people.
Yeah.
And almost to the point where it's like, is everybody that I know is wrong, or is this person wrong? Because it's you, Coach Queen and Coach Drea, against everybody that they ever seen and known.
Mhm.
And that's where the influence that you got to have that says, hey, listen, and you know, you hate to be that person, right? It's been so long since I said in a one-on-one coach. Well, I take that back. That's not true. In this atmosphere, right? I deal with like higher end clients, right? They ain't broke. They just broke. It's different type of
Yep,
different type of broke, right?
type of broke. Yes.
They still broke. It's just different type of broke, right? So, but it's been so long since I worked with the single mom or worked with the class of people that we actually broke it down. But this is one of the things that I really would kind of run into then is that I found that it took so much to get them there, like the fight to even come to the classroom.
Mm.
But there is no, as y'all call it, the magic wand. There is no magic wand. There is no pixie dust. Guys, it's income and expenses. That one got to go up, one got to go down, and we prefer to do both. Right? Right?
There's people in the chats asking how do they get an appointment with Drea and Queen. So can you tell them how they get to you at Be Free University?
Yeah, Drea, you can go first.
Like literally, how can I get an appointment is in the chat.
They live at.
Actually, you can, before we get to the appointment phase, it would be best for you to just come and pick up a couple of classes from Queen as well as myself. And the reason being is because my style may not fit you, whereas Queen's style may be better for you. I'm going to come in, you hear me and you see me as being this really quiet person sitting over here and just shaking his head. But when it comes down to getting in the classroom, we're going to get with it. And if you can't handle the classroom setting, you can't handle a one-on-one with me.
That's facts.
And I mean, because the one thing that you have to realize is this. Millionaires charge $526 an hour. And I'm going to be giving up my personal time to be with you and to coach you and walk you through a process. Now, I'm not going to hit you with the 526, but you do have to remember that my time is valuable. And that is something that I cannot get back once I give it away. So come to a couple of sessions first, because a lot of times the very thing that you think you need a one-on-one for can be answered in just a couple of sessions. But now what you're looking at is how important is your time? That's the question.
When do you go live, Drea?
I go live on. So Drea goes live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you get me like a 40-hour job. That's how much you get me.
Listen.
5 days a week.
In the first 48.
Yes.
All right. And we're going to come back and actually ask what happens in that first 48. Queen, when can they get you?
So I want to make a little comment first about the coaching part and the one-on-ones. So consistency and commitment, right? Mm-hmm. If you cannot come to class consistently, if you cannot commit to learning the information, you are not going to be consistent and committed in your financial freedom process. And that's not something that I can give you. That's not something that Drea can give you, right? We can tell you the steps, we can give you the information, but you have to care about your own financial situation more than we do, right? And so if you don't, right, then I don't have nothing for you, because I'm done with those kind of clients. And my coaching is actually closed as of this point. My coaching is now seats, right? And so you're going to have to wait till somebody get up out of seat for you to get it. So I suggest that you come to Be Free University and see me on Mondays and Tuesdays I love you.
Did y'all hear that transition? That transition was smooth.
6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? And you will have a good time, right? Because I laugh and I joke. I'm like George, so I do the little, we gonna have fun. But don't think that you finna come in my class and just sit behind the camera and be quiet, because we interact in my class, we talk. And if you're not gonna talk, I stop the class completely. We're gonna sit there until y'all speak. So also, please come prepared to take notes, because I will ask you about the previous class. Come to class ready to have a discussion, because this is psychology. Psychology is application. I need you to actually, one, be able to take in the information that I'm giving you, because it's a lot in an hour. But I also need you to be able to internalize it, right? To actually apply it to your life outside of the classroom setting. If you can do that, I will open up some seats just for Be Free University students.
Wow. Consistency and commitment. Girl, you just made me drop the mic. I had to pull the mic out. Had to pull it out.
And Carla said yes, she gets me while shopping in Publix.
I did. Actually.
You got her live?
Oh, yeah, no. So she didn't come on camera, but she was answering them questions while she was
shopping. Okay.
Well, supposed to be shopping while you were in my class.
The girl needs to
eat the answer.
in public. She's trying to get some dinner, girl.
She should have put the hour away. She know. She know what we do in the class. She know.
Queen is not playing with him. She ain't taking no excuses, no prisoners.
Excuses, no prisoners, no justification, nothing.
Let me tell y'all something. Excuses are tools of the incompetent that build monuments of nothingness, and those who abide by them accomplish little or nothing at all. So I don't want to hear it. You either care or you don't.
And drop the mic again.
Are you taking notes, Drea? What you doing?
I'm trying my best.
Pass me the mic so I can drop it.
Good. She said tools are no, she said, what did you say? Excuses are tools of the incompetent.
Excuses are tools of the incompetent who build monuments of nothingness, and those who abide by them accomplish little or nothing at all.
Can you email that to me? Because I can't.
I sure can. I have lived by that since college. I did pledge, I think it was like twice. And then I was like, this is just not for me. But I learned a lot. And that's one of the things I had to learn, how to say that straight and internalize it. And it has helped me ever since. Because if I feel myself giving myself an excuse or justifying a bad decision, it literally just pops up in my head. It's like I can't even control it. It just, why are you giving yourself an excuse? You have no excuses. You did it because you wanted to. Just say that.
I love it. That was
I think it's powerful. I think it's awesome. And I think that's what we do many a times. I got one more thing before we play our game, you guys. And that is, I want you guys to attack this phrase. Ready? Work up. Well, I got two of them. You can pick which one you want to do.
Oh, man.
Work hard, play hard.
Ooh.
Or you only live once.
Dang.
And you want us to attack it? How? What were you supposed to do next?
So, like, clients come. I hear people say stupid stuff like this all the time, man. Hey, with me, you only live once. Nigga, are you a fool? Like,
oh my gosh!
Like, did you just let the mouth? Hey, you know, I work hard, man. So I play hard. I got 3 4-wheelers, a RV, 2 doom buggies. I'm gonna work hard and play hard. What?
right. I'll take YOLO. YOLO's my favorite. You want to know why? Because we have this misconception because of Carpe Diem. That's where it comes from, right?
Who?
Carpe Diem.
Oh, the rapper. Okay.
Right? No, not the rapper. It's a saying.
Carpe Diem.
Right.
I thought it was a rapper that said YOLO. I thought
Cheetah know what it mean.
I thought it was a rapper that put it out there, YOLO.
No, oh my God. Anyways, so let's break it down, right? You only live once. How is that possible if you live every single day? You only die once, right? You only die once because you can't come back from that.
Oh my God.
Right? So you are living
this girl right here
single day. So you have an opportunity to be great every single day. You choose to wake up and not be great. So I'm going to challenge you tomorrow to wake up and be great. There you go.
Somebody give me another mic. Give me another mic. That
I'm gonna stop by the first 48 for you. Okay.
Diem is Latin and it means to take the day or to seize the day, to pluck the day.
So that's where YOLO comes from.
Oh wait, it's actually reversed. You only live once, so get it done.
Right. It's not meant to be an extreme, right? It's just meant to motivate you to be great.
It's not meant to be an excuse.
Right. It's not meant to be an excuse for, oh, I'm doing this just because, I could die tomorrow. But you just said YOLO, so you only live once. What are you saying? You don't even know what you're saying. That's the problem. You just running around repeating stuff because it sounds cute, but you don't realize what you're saying, and words are spells. So you literally spell yourself into a bad situation because you are manifesting it. I need you to stop manifesting it. Like,
if Queen class ain't full on Monday or Tuesday, well, we ain't or Tuesday, whenever, y'all listen here. Lord Jesus.
What was the other one? I'm gonna take that one too.
But honestly, I said it because those are the ones I get the most, especially from men. And it's the two that drive me the craziest. Like,
play hard.
Yeah, work hard, play hard. I work hard, I'm gonna play hard. Literally, I had, and I'm not gonna say his name, but my HVAC guy literally was like, work hard, play hard. And so he had his phone open. He said, "Hey man, you see my new truck?" And I was like, "Didn't you just get a new truck?" He's like, "Yeah, but it's my RV." So he pulls it up and he looks, I'm looking at it. I said, "How many does it sleep?" He said, "It sleeps 12. So y'all know how big it was, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I said, "Man, don't you got dirt bikes?" He had 2 dirt bikes, 2 4-wheelers. He got the what do you call the water thing? This is not the jacuzzi, the hot tub outside. He just bought a brand new truck, and it was something else he had just bought. He couldn't. Now watch this. This is how I knew something was wrong. The bank wouldn't finance it for him, so he put it on a land contract. I think that was the RV. That was the RV. He put it on a land contract and paid it off in like 4 or 5 months, right? And I'm like, bruh, what you doing? He's like, I was like, man, are you, how's your finance? Like, man, you know what? Man, I work hard, man, so I just believe in playing hard. Hmm? I got him. So this was the next question. And guys, I swear, the whole environment just shifted. It was like everybody was shouting, and then the pastor said, "Yes, we about to take up an offering," and the whole atmosphere just shift, right? Y'all ain't never been in church like y'all never been in church like that. Everybody hallelujah and shouting, and you say, "Okay, it's offering time." And they be like, "You know what? I got to go, Jesus."
You got to go, Jesus.
All right, but I asked him this one question honestly, and I said, "How much do you have to save for?" Because he's self-employed. I said, "What do you have to save for retirement?"
Nothing.
And literally the whole atmosphere shifted just like that.
Just ask that one question. It shuts everything down.
Literally.
Yeah. And but get this, and I was telling her about Be Free and all that kind of stuff. She said, yeah, man, I think I'm gonna look into that. And I'm like, he ain't ready.
Yeah.
Nope.
He ain't even finna go to the website. He ain't gonna go.
I'm just like, yeah, man, this is what we do, blah, yada, yada. Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna look into it. Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know if that kind of mindset person, do we try to get them here, convince them to come? Because this is when they come, they don't stay.
So you do not drag people.
Yeah, because they don't stay. If you
drag people. This has to be something that you willingly want to do, right? Because you're going to stress yourself out trying to make sure that this person has a great time, trying to make sure that they are actually learning what they're learning, because you're trying to, change them. If they're not accepting and willing and ready to change, nothing that you do will work. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's why I don't listen. I talk about my mom all the time. My mom has the poorest mindset I have ever experienced. Okay. I'm not dragging her, but she has every opportunity to come with me. She chooses not to. It is a choice. And that's what we have to keep reminding people. You are choosing to be poor. You are choosing to have the rich mindset and the hustler mindset and running yourself into the ground. That's something that you're choosing to do, but it doesn't have to be that way, because honestly, your money is energy. It's something that you're supposed to attract. It's not something that you're supposed to chase. So if you're chasing it, you're doing it wrong. All right, I'm gonna leave that there.
Now we can come back and have you actually I'm gonna talk about the manifestation, the attraction, because it really is an energy. It really is the mindset, and anyway, I'm not gonna even go down that rabbit hole, but that's because that's a whole nother show. Literally, literally, you're talking about the subconscious mind and the attraction, and what are you attracting and manifesting into your life. And and I think we should, but not today, right? But yeah, so that you only live once thing. Candace and Drea, y'all go ahead and what yeah.
I did that one already. It's Drea's turn.
Not only I'm sorry, work hard, play hard. Go ahead, Drea.
Work hard, play hard. The issue I have with that is you worked hard, but when you decide to finally play, you play a whole lot harder than you worked.
That's right.
Meaning that when you do go out and do it, you're dropping double, triple what you originally worked. And so you never really, you're digging a deeper hole than what you think you're digging. And so, yeah.
So really what you're saying is, if you play as hard as you work, you will never stop working.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she's saying it's worse than that, right? Because if you're playing harder than you're working, that means that you are ending up in a self-perpetual cycle of death, because you're just going to keep going
back. Yeah. You're going to have to go back and work double the amount that you played originally to try to make up the difference. But then you get to a point to where you're just like, okay, I just worked extremely hard, so it's time for us to go play. And so it's just a domino effect, but you're adding double on top of everything that you are trying to do.
Right.
It gets worse.
I agree. I love it too. I think I got another mic. I can't drop the same one. I know I got y'all don't understand. I got like 15 mics around. 15 mics. Y'all think I'm playing. So I was in Florida, so Brittany had to bring all my studio equipment to Florida, and we had to shoot. And she literally started, I was like, no, not that mic. Bring the other one. And I promise you, I got mics I've never used, like 3-4 of them. Like, she was like, this one? I'm like, no, I forgot I had that. Like, she was bringing it out. What you need? Because I'm sure I got it. I promise you I got it. Like, did I ever send a headset to you?
No. It's all good. We good.
I go with it.
I don't know, but you never shipped it this way. No, we good.
But it's somewhere around here though. That's gonna bother me now. All right. So, but yeah, that's what it is, you guys. Drea, Dr. Jackson, we've been doing what you got to say about all this?
Well, what do you want me to talk about? YOLO?
No, just anything that we've shared tonight. What blessed you tonight?
All of it, because it's the reason that we're here. I think that we need to have some type of exposure to why we do what we do. Out of all of the things, one of the things that I stress, and I was going to say it and then someone said it, is that in anything that you're doing, you have to have a why that drives you. So if you're going to create a budget, you need to have a why. If you're going to shift your mindset, you need to have a why. And it needs to be something that's viable, that will trigger that internal motivation that will keep you on the path to achieving your goal. So you have to have a WHY. When we talk about, we want to know why we do certain things, but you have to have a WHY that makes you get up and have the desire to stay, to come into Queen's class, have the desire to earn your certificate in the first 48. You have to have that WHY. What is it that makes me tick? People will say, they might say, oh, well, I want to get out of debt, or I want to build for retirement, or my children. But when we talk about the pain of the budget, that why has to be something that literally causes you to feel it in your gut. Like, what is my WHY? The reason that I get up in the morning and I do what I do. Why do I jump up and go to work? Why do I come to Be Free University? Because I have a why. I have a why, and I have to build something that's going to be sustainable and that's going to be generational and it's going to be a legacy. So out of all of that, what really touched me is the fact that we always have to circle back and remind people to have a why, so that little internal button is flipped on that motivates them to keep going, to come to class, to show up, to take the courses, to come to the live, to do the work, to achieve, and then to be recognized for it.
So, and I agree with that whole why thing, Sheeta, and I think that's really the beginning of any change in anyone, right? Because change, y'all, is hard. But what I found out is that anything that is alive grows, and anything that grows changes. And if there is no growth, then it's dead. And so when we begin to look at our financial journey, that why is so instrumental, because when the times get hard, when the times get challenging, when they become tough, the why is what actually motivates you to have the stick-to-itness, to say, I'm going to keep going. Because it's not about money. If money is your why, you will fail every time.
That's right.
Right? It's about the freedom. It's about being able to overcome that obstacle that literally motivated you when you were 3 and 4 and 5 years old. It's the thing that you were ashamed of when you were younger. It's the thing that you cried about at night when you were younger. It's the thing that literally has the effect to say, I'm not going to go back to this, that I'm going to pursue. I'm going to pursue, and I'm going to move on past that. I'm not going to allow my children to have it or go through that, or my spouse. I'm not going to go backwards. And when you begin to have that larger reason, and the girls call and say, hey, we're going to that girls trip, that why kicks in. When the fellas call out and say, hey, man, this guy's not out, that why kicks in. When that phone dings and it says Bath and Body Works 50% off, that why kicks in, right?
It'd be the sales for them.
It's gotta be that annual sale you were talking about for real. But literally, you gotta have that thing. And when you look at it, people want to know, what do we do at Be Free University? What is it that you guys sell? What do you do? And literally, we give you a reason to have a why.
Well, and I think we give hope, right? Well, I take that back. We give hope, but we also fulfill that hope. We kind of mentioned this before, right? And I kind of just went pushing, but I'm going to come back to it, and y'all can beat me later, because I know I'm about to go down this corner. And so, no, it's not the rabbit. It's the Bad George. That's that one, right? I ain't doing the rabbit, but that's this guy by the name of Dave Ramsey, and he has a lot.
Started.
He has a live call-in show, and culturally, I'm bamboozled. I'm bewildered, because white folk will call in and tell the world every financial problem. By God, Dave, listen here. Me and Sarah, we're about $300,000 in debt. You know, we got the mortgage. The mortgage is $180,000. We about $25,000 in credit card debt. Now, listen, Susan went over there and she got a new diamond necklace, and that neck. And he is going to tell. Now, listen, we were thinking about bankruptcy, but we looked at the bankruptcy thing. We said we're going to give Dave a try. I mean, they're going to tell you everything. When I say everything, everything. But a black person going to be like, nah, man, I'm good.
But that goes back to that whole thing of money is inside the house. It's just like what goes on in the house stays in the house. And money is the number one culprit. Mm-hmm. It's at the top of the list. And then all of the other actions in the house stay there as well. But money is going to be at the top. It's just, I mean, it's
how do you change what you're not willing to confront?
You can't.
And that's one of the challenges. That's why, while your job is so hard.
Oh yeah.
It is so hard. You're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with psychology, when I say psychology, I'm not talking about psychology with money. What Drea was talking about when she used wisdom, and Queen was talking about, that you got to build the people up, because you got to you got to have the wisdom and the psychological emotional intelligence to know what your client is. You got to, I mean, there's so much that goes into it to say, hey, when do I be tough and when do I pull back? When do I become understanding and when do I challenge them, right? It's so like, they did something they should be proud of you. I only spent $200 this week. And you're like, you what? You like, you know, like.
And they be so proud of themselves. And I be sitting across the table or yeah, when we were doing things live, I would sit across the table and be like, only 200?
Kind of like, you know, today what she did in the bag, right? She was like, you know, I supported a friend, you know, it was.
You don't even know how much I spent.
No. I wasn't, listen, Sheeta, number one is that you free, right? And let's get this straight. We take you through the Queen and the Drea so that eventually you can be the Jenny and the Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If y'all didn't get that, we take you through the budgeting and the money mindset and the shifting of the cash flow so that you can live life like you ever wanted to, where you can make $50,000 a week. Oh,
that's a fact, because we all actually deserve luxury. That's not something
yes.
Yes. We're not saying that you don't deserve that. We're saying that you jump in the gun and we need to go through steps 1, 2, and 3 so that you can get to 4.
That's it.
That's it. Because what I don't,
let me share this very along that line too, because it was a very powerful nugget that was shared with me this afternoon. She said to me and Kiana, she said, listen, and she's, you know, been around in our lives, half of our lives, literally. And she said, listen, I have Prada, I have Gucci, I have Louis Vuitton. She said, I have all of these things. And I'm not bragging, but no one has ever walked up to me and said, that's a nice bag. Where did you get it from? No one has ever, she said, I have all of it. She said, no one has never, ever come up to me and said, that's a nice bag. Where did you get it from?
So what's the point though? Because I want to go 2 or 3 ways with this. What was the point?
The point of it is that she was talking about this design that I just showed you guys. It has no name. It has no luxury to it. More people approach her about that than any $3,000 bag that she also could carry. And the reason it was valuable is because she was talking to us about the decisions we make when we were talking about money and talking about the outward decisions we make when other people are watching. Literally, she dropped that. She's making banana bread in the kitchen with us in there. And she says, nobody walks up to me and talks to me about the designer items that I have on. I don't even
So I got into an argument with my ex, right? This is like XXX, Indianapolis. And that's where I got the word brand whore from, because she literally is a brand whore. Okay. If Drea don't make that face. All right, so.
We all saw it, Drea. You tried, but
I was saying with that, when I dropped it too, before you say that, and talking about the brand, because I use that last time. It's that people want the number 4 before they walk through the steps of 1, 2, 3. But even then, when you get to the number 4,
you don't even have to have it.
You don't even have to have it, because just like her, it was it was reality to me, because I understand what she's saying. We all have things, but I take my little $50 crossbody every single day, because that's where our value lies. So George, you can go and talk about it.
So I'm going to talk about the brand whore thing, and then I'm going to kind of finish it up, and then we can get up out of here, right?
Drink had a point, and then we're going to go.
Okay, because you got to talk about the first 48, what happens in there too. So this was a real conversation, you guys. We were literally inside of a store, and there were 2 green t-shirts. And now when I say they were exactly the same, they were exactly the same. Same cotton, same material, almost the same color. One was a little darker than the other one, almost the exact same color. And she literally, she picked it up, and it was like $75 for a t-shirt. And y'all know, I don't know if y'all know me, but I got a lot of money, but I ain't spending that kind of money on a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. That's crazy to me. It's 100% cotton. You gonna spend $75 on it because it got somebody's name on it? To me, that's just dumb. I found that exact same t-shirt. Now, it was a shade lighter, not exactly the same, little shade lighter, but it did not have MK on it. Exact same shirt, but this shirt was $19. And we got into an argument over it. And I said, you a brand whore. And she got mad at me. I said, because it's not about the shirt, it's about the name. If you like the shirt, then you'll take this one for $19. You like the name. Because in my opinion, you don't think so, Queen?
Oh man, no, because we're gonna hop down a whole. We're gonna hop down I'm gonna drop a phrase to you, and you can Google research however you like, right? And then we can come back and talk about it later. But this is something that I talk about in the class as well. It's called the generational inferiority complex.
I was getting a low self-esteem. I was just going there.
But it's not just low self-esteem though. So you think that it's the MK, it's the recognition, it's this is value. But like I said, we're gonna hop down a rabbit hole if we go there.
I agree with you 100%, and I know that's exactly it. Which is why when you finally get rich, it's no longer about the name; it's about the quality. It becomes about your needs and your desires. It's not about the recognition. So when the young lady said, I thought about this because when the young lady said that nobody's ever asked me what kind of bag or where you get that bag from, you're wearing it for the wrong purpose. Mm-hmm. Right? You wore it for recognition and you never got it.
But that's the majority of people.
Right.
Right. And so that's why I was like, wait, what was she going with it? Because I'm trying to figure it out because it's the wrong purpose. It's the wrong reason. And as long as, and y'all please hear me, and I'm not trying to be funny, right? People ask me all the time, George, how come you don't have a bigger house? It's just me.
Right. Like
I got 2,000 square feet. I own the house next door too. It's about another 1,500 square feet. What I'm gonna do with it? You understand what I'm saying?
So yeah,
but now get this.
into that too.
Now get this. I will get the bigger house, but I had not got my goals yet. So when I started Be Free University, and I got Dr. Jackson here, we set a budget of $250,000. That was our budget for Be Free.
Look at her face.
$250,000 is enough to get our software, enough to get our programming, enough to get our educators, enough to do that. We're approaching we are $750,000. Like literally this month, we will be at $750,000 cash money into this company. Now, I'm not saying that because I want people to know what it costs. I'm saying that because if I had the lifestyle of the Bentley and the Rolls and the $1 million house, could I do the dream of the university that I wanted to have? Could I have the impact of changing the lives that I wanted to have? Because that's really what I want to stand for. Like when I'm gone, is there something here that still stands that has influence on people that I was a part of? Right? Am I leaving a thumbprint on the earth? And that's what Be Free University is. It will be here when I'm gone. And so for me, Be Free, when we have 50,000 customers, when we have 50,000 students inside of it, and we're making, $100 million or $200 million a year, then yeah, I may go out and get a bigger house or go get a nicer car.
For why? Why should that change what it is that who you are? That shouldn't change.
No, but it's not. What I'm saying is that, well, let me show you. Let me tell you why. I believe this, that you can have whatever you want as long as you can get somebody else to pay for it.
True.
So.
But is that something you want, or is that something society says that you want?
And this is funny, right, Queen? I wrestle with this. I really do, right? So now I'm sitting on the couch, Rashida, is what you wanted. But seriously, I wrestle with this.
We got the gun.
I don't care how much money I make, and I'm going to definitely be a trillion, gazillion, whatever kind of crazy amount of money you want to say, because that's the type of energy that I attract, right? But it doesn't matter where I get in life, in my finances, who I am is not going to change that. I don't want no big house, right? Because first of all, I'm scared of a ghost or something getting me. Look, okay? I don't want no big house with empty rooms. Okay? It freaks me out. I'm in my daggone 2-level condo and I got to lock my downstairs door because I get a little freaked out. Okay, that's not going to change just because I got extra money, and it shouldn't. It sounds funny, but like that's what it's about, right? And especially, I love this quote: "Rich is loud, wealthy is silent."
I love that, and I've heard that before. This is so literally, and Rashida probably know where I'm going with this.
Look at Sheeta face.
I have sat with so many people of wealth who have challenged me in my dress. And I'm like,
wealth or rich?
Wealth. I mean, and dress. So they would be like, George, why don't you wear $10,000 suits? I'm not making this up. I'm like, a $10,000 what?
So that's not a wealthy person. That's a rich person.
You want me to spend on one suit? They was like, I'll spend $10,000 on a jacket. Why?
Not in this lifetime, I won't.
Why? And I went 10, what was it, 2? Was it $2,500 jacket or something? I was like, why would you do that? I'm sorry. I'm not cut from that cloth. That's not who I am.
I mean, I don't.
For me, it's like, bruh, I buy houses for that much money. Like, literally, a whole house. Like, I'm now, and so this is where I wrestle with it, right? Because if I was to talk to Amos would say, oh, that's a poverty mindset.
It is. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, not they got the poverty mindset.
You?
I had the poverty mindset.
How?
Because in the kingdom, there's no limit. And there's no, and
why do I have to prove that through my dress for that? That is called the money worship money script. Okay. Healthy thinking. No, it's not. It's not. I don't care how you trying to flip it right now. It's not. There are literal studies in psychology done about this. That is not healthy financial thinking. It just isn't, period. And that's why you see the billion and the trillionaires not walking around like that, right? They got on freaking New Balances and a tracksuit. Why?
So when she, Dr. Jackson, and I first started working together, she was like, can we have a conversation? I'm like, yeah, what's up? You know, y'all know I'm down there, right? She's like, why you wear the same shirt every day?
I'm dead.
And I was like, oh no, it's not the same shirt every day. I had either Broke Lives Matter or either Financial Freedom University on, right? I wore my brand every single day. And she was like, no, I know it's different shirts, but why t-shirts? And I'm like, you don't ask Mark Zuckerberg why he wear t-shirts.
So
and literally, you know what she said? The Mark Zuckerberg is white.
Ooh.
And if you want to teach Black people about wealth, you need to look the part.
So,
but it wasn't about buying a brand. It actually was about putting on a collar or an embroidery or something like that. That was and then I said, if I asked you why you wear the same shirt every day, you go live every day. Do people know that?
People think that. Wait, hold on. So I'm like halfway, right? I'm like kind of siding with George on this, but I'm kind of siding with Rashida.
Right. So now you see why I say I was torn, right? See, you get it. Yeah.
But there is a happy medium. It's called looking like it, but you ain't got to pay for all of that. Right? Because Rashida got a nice bag that is not designer prices and looks just fine, and everyone is complimenting her. Why? Because it presents well. So you can present well without running your money into the ground to impress other people. There is a happy medium. We always, when we come to this conversation, think that it's an extreme. Either I gotta look like grandpa or I gotta look like, a movie star. There is a happy medium. Why can't we sit there and be okay with that?
Yeah.
I love it. Unfortunately, and this was another one I had. And this was actually by one of my mentors, actually. One of the people I really, really love. I love this guy. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he called me G. Hey, G. God is taking you to a place, man, where you're going to start talking to a different caliber of person. And they know wealth when they see it. And man, you just can't walk in the room in that suit right there. I'm like, but this is custom. And it was a custom suit. It was like a $1,500 custom suit. It's like, nah, G, you gotta go to another level, man. And I'm sitting there like, I don't get it. Like, why I gotta wear $5,000 and $10,000 suits in order to look apart? I don't know. That's the struggle for me. It really is. And so again, if you got the money but don't want to spend it, Drea, I'm gonna bring you in it. Is that a poverty mindset?
To a certain degree, it is, simply because now, it's one thing to have choices, mm-hmm. but it's another thing to just sit over in a corner and not do anything.
Right.
There is a difference between the two, but you do, like Queen said, you have to find that happy medium. Just because that's what everybody else is doing and that's not the desire that you have, then you don't have to jump over there to that. That's that whole piece of being the chain breaker, the generational curse breaker. You got to set the course for yourself. Now, Do I love designer bags? Of course I do. Do I have some designer bags? Of course I do. But here's the thing, I don't have a bajillion designer bags. There's a difference. Like, I don't understand how you can have 15 Louis Vuitton bags. What's the purpose?
Why?
What are you doing with that? Because you can only carry one bag at a time. Do you have a bag for a brown bag and a black bag? Oh, okay, I get that. But do you have to have
5?
Right. Yes. So you do have to set in there, because when I got my Louis Vuitton, I told my husband, I said, when I get this bag, I'm done. You ain't got to worry about me asking for nothing else, because this is it. And I got the one that could match and flow with everything. But that's a choice of mine. That's a desire of mine. And I'm not going to let you and your opinion push me into something that I'm not desiring. Just
love it. I love it. Queen?
And I mean,
yeah, I want to.
I'm sorry, Sheeta, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sheeta.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So that's why I was saying, like, are they rich people or are they wealthy people? Because we oftentimes get them confused. We think that they're synonyms and they're not. Wealth happens on a spectrum, right? So it's poverty mindset, it's rich mindset, which is often the loudest, right? And then there's the wealth mindset. And then there's the ones that are somewhere in between each of
in the middle, was right.
Right? And so if we think about it more so of that way, then we'll understand where people lie, right? So the people who think that, oh, if you get a Bentley and you got a mansion, the Black people will come because that's how they think, right? That's a rich mindset, because you're thinking that I have to show you about value instead of just providing it and just giving it to you, right? Like, hey, I'm really smart over here with my finances. Let me show you what I do. Why?
That's really weird that you say that with you being a millennial, right? Because
Why is that weird? What do you mean?
Because millennials and Generation Zers are the ones who are all about the lifestyle, right? You got to show me the lifestyle.
Who taught us that?
It's about the Instagram page.
Who taught us that? Who showed us that? Who said that was the norm? Who did that?
I don't know who did it.
The generation before us.
I thought it was the rappers and the celebrities.
Exactly, but that's the generation before us, because we watching them on the TV our whole life growing up, doing all of that crazy stuff with all that money, throwing that, throwing this, and I got the chain, and I got so we think that that's normal, right? However, there is a whole lot of millennials who think exactly like me, right? Maybe even a little better, because I'd be like, y'all a little too. I can't go that far. I can't go that far. I'm gonna need to go to Macy's or something. All right, y'all gonna need to go now. All right, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's on a spectrum, right? So those types of people are people who believe in the societal pressures that you have to be loud about your wealth, and you don't, right? Wealthy people, however, the wealth mindset that understands that you attract money. Don't worry about that stuff. They walk around in the New Balances in tracksuits and don't care. Like
that's your, Mark Zuckerberg, that's your Warren Buffett's,
That's your George Howard.
And that's it.
You got a suit right now. I mean, it's really about the presentation of it. Mm-hmm. I think that making sure that all of us present well, that we look good and we make a good presentation is important. And that's really the heart of the matter. But literally me, I don't shop at Walmart. Say what you want, I just don't. I used to do business.
Either.
I have my reasons for not giving them my money. But there's a difference between a Walmart t-shirt and one you buy from TJ Maxx. And it can be the same color. It could be a white t-shirt, but there's a difference. So, but you still are in a spectrum of.
There's a difference between the TJ Maxx and the Dillards, and there's a difference between the Dillards and the Macy's.
There is, but people don't generally. You can recognize the difference between something you buy at Walmart and something you buy off the clearance rack at Marshall's immediately. So, if you buy the t-shirt out of a bag and you wear it, or you take it off of a hanger. either way, it's not about the brand, it's not about the name, because the reality of it is somebody like a wealthy person can have on something that looks very simple and it can be very expensive and you'll never know it.
That too, because them Balenciaga sneakers make me upset. But continue.
That's
the who Snickers? Wait, what?
Some Balenciaga sneakers that look like New Balance grandpa, ugly. But people walking around like, yeah, I got $1,000 on my feet, but you look like you got 25. So what's the difference? I don't understand.
You don't, and you know, and even to drive the point, like you could take a pair of Cole Haan, right? Very simple.
I like it.
You know that they're Cole Haans, but there's another, nobody knows. It's very simple, it's very chic, and it's something that was not overly expensive. Nobody knows, but it's the presentation. But with all of that, we gotta have some type of understanding of how we're going to spend our money, why we're going to spend it that way. But the basis of the whole conversation about dress is people want to see something they think they're going to achieve, but they want it for the wrong reason, right? They want, oh, your car is so nice, that's great, or you know, all of these things, but you cannot come into a situation like Be Free University for the wrong reason. And that's why we don't show the lifestyle. Do we? And that's one of the reasons we don't, because we don't want you to come with that mindset thinking that you're going to come in and instantly you're going to be driving S500 Benz. You're not, because you got to be able to change your mindset, right? You got to be able to learn to budget. You got to be able to accumulate wealth to do certain things. Showing that mindset is just like making an income claim, as far as I'm concerned. Showing that type of, could we go out and do a shoot? We also can show you what it's like to be free. What it's like to be free, that what it provides for you to have the opportunity to be free, because life can happen when you have to be somewhere. And it's a powerful thing that if someone calls in the middle of the night and say, I need you to be here in the next few hours, you can get up and do that. You don't have to call somebody and ask permission.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I can't be at work tomorrow because my child is sick. You know, those are powerful things, powerful tools. And I think that's one of the things that, to just circle it back to why we are talking about these things.
Right. Well, let's take Dr. Jackson first. Valerie Harper asked this question: should you dress for your audience?
Should you? I don't think that I necessarily.
Drea said, you said yes, Drea?
There absolutely.
You're muted, baby.
There are absolutely situations. I mean, yeah, you have to.
So you say yes, and Drea says yes, and Queen says no.
It's not a complete no though. So for me, it's dressing. You would dress for your audience for where you want them to be, right? So it's to the same point that Dr. Rashida is saying, right? So it's not like I expect George to show up at a convention and he's about to speak and he got on a tracksuit. We need to be pulling you to the side and asking you what's going on. Are you okay with your mental health? Right? But if he's on a live, I don't see, like, why do I have to put on a suit and tie? And if I want to take pictures, why do I have to take pictures on a Bentley? Like, that type of stuff, it makes absolutely no sense, because for one, I'm showing you something that you already think is unattainable. So how is that helping you in building wealth? It's not. Because then if I show you, yeah, this is what it looks like, and then you get there, you're going to blow the money because you think that that's what it's supposed to look like. Yeah. So I think it's about the lesson that you're trying to teach. That's what you should project. Go ahead, Drea.
I'm going to say you do need, as a presenter, you do need to dress a certain way, simply because the audience that you are speaking to, if you're not looking the part, they're not going to give you their attention. Because the first thing, that's just like me going to the beauty salon and the person that's going to do my hair head is jacked up. Right?
But that happens all the time.
Not for me.
It does.
No.
I've seen some of the best beauticians never have their hair done.
See, and that's an issue, and you need to address that. And here is why. Here is why. How many clients has she missed out on because of her own appearance?
That's true. And see, but that's why I always ask the question, like, what does financial freedom mean to you? Because if it means something totally different, then it doesn't matter how I dress, right? Because financial freedom means something different for everybody, right? For somebody who sees me hopping on planes every other freaking month, they're like, oh, I want to live like that. Meanwhile, I'm like, I need a nap, right? So, and I dress however I want to dress, right? I got a t-shirt and a cap on. Another live, you may see me all done up with lipstick and all of that, right? So I don't know. I think it just depends. I think it depends on what your audience wants. And then you show them what that looks like. And it may actually blow their mind that it looks totally different from what they thought it was supposed to look like.
I think what you guys both said the same thing. Like right now, this is a more of a relaxed environment. So, relaxed clothing is okay. But if you're in a more professional environment, then you need to be more professional, right? And so there
is apparel for each environment as well.
Yeah.
There's specific apparel that's assigned to each environment. There's certain things that I wear when I'm presenting for Be Free that I would never wear when I'm presenting at church. Like there's certain things, you should dress for your audience. You're dressing for the people that you are speaking to.
Yeah, it's like I'm going to speak at a banquet, or I'm going to speak to a high school basketball team, or I'm going to a banquet. You're not going to wear the same outfit.
No, and the best example was Bill Cosby, and that was when he talked about, literally on the Cosby Show, he talked about presentation. Would you eat this? This meal is beautiful, but would you eat it off the lid of this garbage can? Yes. And that stuck with me through years. Would you take this very same thing, this porterhouse steak that was beautifully prepared, it's on this table and it's gorgeous, but how does it change when I move it from this presentation to the top of this garbage can? All about how you present it. When we go and we sit down at a dinner, we don't expect to eat off the top of a garbage can lid. So
got it.
I like
so
that.
On the way out, you guys, we're not gonna be able to do it again because we got a time. I'm sorry, but I gotta talk about what happens in the first 48. I seen that, Queen. Don't think I didn't see it. We gotta talk about what happens in the first 48. So Drea, tell me, what the heck is a name? Why is it even named the first 48? And then what happens inside of that?
The first 48 is basically, we want you to get some ground things. Basically, we're building your foundation in 48 hours. We're going in and we're going to help you get cash back into your pocket immediately. No more, I would say at the most within a week to 2 weeks time frame, basically your next paycheck, pretty much. You should be able to get money back into your pocket. And then at that point, we take you from getting that money back into your pocket. Now let's get one thing straight. That money is not for you to go out and kick it with the girls, hang with the guys. We are now going to take that cash and put it on top of your debt, because the issue that a lot of people, when you're talking to them, they'll say, if I could just get just a little bit of extra cash to get the ball rolling, I'll be good. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to help you get that cash and get it back into your pocket and get that ball rolling. Once we get that cash in your pocket, the next thing that we're going to do is sit down and we are going to give your debt an expiration date. We're going to give it an eviction notice. So basically, when you sit down and give it that eviction notice, now it knows, okay, my time in this household is limited, because you actually have a date that you can actually aim for now. And so once we get you to that place, then we're going to sit down and talk to you about your spending. We're going to do spending logs and let you just track your spending and see what it is that you're really doing. Because a lot of people don't realize that, oh, I eat out entirely too much. Oh, I go shopping entirely too much. You know, those $2 and those $3 and those $5, they add up to thousands of dollars. And a lot of people miss that. Then we'll take all of those components that I just talked about, getting the extra cash back in your pocket, getting the eviction dates together and knowing what you need to pay and everything, and then getting your spending and all of that pulled together. And we're going to put it in one colossal package, which is sit down with you and show you how to put together an active working budget. And not one that works for Queen or for Rashida or for George, but it's specifically for your need and for you, not for anybody else. What works over there is not going to work for you. What works for you is not going to work over there. So we're going to sit down and work with you, get all of this stuff pulled together, and then you'll get the ball rolling. Now, I will tell you this, it's going to take you about 90 days to get it to a well-oiled machine. It's gonna take just that long, because some people got debits coming out of their accounts and they don't even know what they're for. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you,
You
Queen.
muted.
My bad. But seriously, I think you just dropped the mic on that, guys. You got stuff coming out of your account and you don't even know, or you got stuff coming out your check.
Yeah.
I sat down with a man, and this was recently. Sat down with a man recently. Well, I didn't sit down with him, virtual, but on his check stub, I promise you, there were things on his check stub that I was like, okay, what's this going on your check? I promise you his answer was, I don't know. Like, bruh, this is coming out your check. He's like, man, it's been there since I started working there. It's just always been there. What? How do you not question what's coming out your check? But that's just the mindset of some people, but it is what it is, right? So, guys, I'm going to literally turn this over. I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Jackson because she's going to let Queen and Drea give their final words. But guys, if this has been a blessing to you at all, guys, you can get both of these young ladies only teach a portion of what we offer at Be Free University. Their job is literally to help change your psychological mindset, how we spend money, how you track money. Their job is to take you bottom. Now we're here, right? Their job is to literally help increase your cash flow and to help you actually get your credit together and literally help you shift that mindset so you can go to the next level so that when you get that paper, you can keep that paper. And that's what it's all about, you guys. So they work literally that initial phase when you come into Be Free University. Now, many people will tell y'all now, you want to skip Queen and Drea. That's the biggest mistake you can do. And the only analogy that I can give you is the basketball player who wants to learn how to dribble between their legs, go behind their back, around the waist, do a 360 dunk, but you didn't learn how to dribble. You never learned the rules of the game, right? You will never get to the level of an AI or LeBron or Michael if you don't learn the basic rules of the game. Their job is to teach you the basic rules of the game. Because if you skip Queen and you skip Drea, you will never get to the Bentley. You will never get to the Rose, or you will never get to the lifestyle where we say you live life on your own terms. Because here at Be Free University, guys, as Queen and Drea was saying earlier, how do you find financial freedom? I can't design that for you. I can't define that for you. I can't design that life for you. So we say we're going to help you live life on your terms, whatever freedom means to you. And so, guys, that's my final words for tonight. I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Jackson, who's going to let Queen and Drea take us on now. Y'all, I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for putting up with my foolishness tonight. Y'all know I'm crazy. I love y'all so much. And Dr. Jackson, is all yours.
So you guys, right now, we are running a $45 promotion where you can join Be Free University for just $45, because that guy in that picture who just turned his camera off decided that it was a good time to become middle-aged. So with that,
What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about, Willis?
With that right now, instead of him going to buy a motorcycle or a Corvette, he decided that it would be great to give away and to give everybody a gift on his birthday and allow you to join our amazing university for just $45, where you can come and you can be a part of all of the amazing things that Queen Candace and Drea were talking about tonight. So at this time, I'm going to let them have their final words. Encourage the audience, drop them one good nugget, and we're going to say good night. Whoever wants to go first, fine.
I'll go first. My final nugget for the night is this. What you think is connected to what you do. What you do is connected to what you will have and what you will become.
Awesome. And that is Drea Johnson, who is the private investigator for your money, running the First 48. She teaches you what killed your money and why. So we want you to make sure that you come out and join us at Be Free University. And in the first 48 hours, she's the face of this company. She's the first person that you interact with and that you meet that will help you to get on your journey to freedom. Queen Candace.
I'm going to give y'all a nice one-liner. If it costs your peace, it's too expensive.
And the church said, amen. If it costs your peace, it's too expensive. If it costs your peace, it's too expensive. You guys, those were powerful nuggets. Thank you, guys. Thank you to Queen Candace and to Drea, Miss Lady Drea Johnson. We are so thankful for you because we know that you took out of your personal time to be here and to share with people. This is what we're all about here at Be Free University. We are giving back. We are on a mission to set 1 million families free. Be Free University educates, empowers, and equips others to build wealth, and to live life on their own terms. God bless you guys, and we'll see you later back here again some other time. I don't know when, here at Be Free Edutainment. Thank you for being here. My name is Dr. Rashida Jackson. That's my partner in good crime, Mr. George M. Howard Jr., the founder of Be Free University. And we bid you guys a good night and have a safe and happy weekend.